presumably, these people aren't bored or tired, so why are they yawning?
Jim, before... You can't even get to the end of the thing.
We used to think that it gave us extra oxygen, but it absolutely does not do that. But it may be that it regulates the brain temperature by cooling the blood on the way to the brain, and that makes us more alert. So some people now do it in sport, not because they're stressed, but because they're trying to get themselves as ready as they can. What is amazing about it, it does seem to be contagious, but only some people are susceptible to it. It rather depends on how much empathy they have. If you have more empathy, you're more likely, as it were, to catch a yawn. And yawns are not catching at all in children under the age of 4, because before the age of 4, you haven't developed any empathy. But virtually all vertebrates yawn. So fish, snakes, but only humans and chimpanzees, dogs, budgies have contagion of yawning.
Fish are yawning?
Yes.
That puts an entirely different perspective on fish now, doesn't it?
There's even interspecies contagion of yawning. So a human and a dog might... one yawns and then sets the other one off.
Oh,
so
that's me now.
That's so sweet. And you're going to love this. Babies yawn in the womb. Have a look at this tiny bit of footage.
Yeah, he's yawning, Sandy. He's yawning. He's yawning.
Here's a good word to take away, which I really love. Pandiculation. Pandiculation is yawning and stretching at the same time. And just for any women who are using Prozac or using antidepressant drugs, there is a side effect that you can get, which is the yawning orgasm, is that you have an orgasm every time you yawn.
That takes me back to my honeymoon.
Thank you for watching. Which ferocious beast is the world's most successful hunter?
Wait, hold on. What is happening?
Is that Philip Green?
It looks like you've gone to a fancy dress party dressed as Captain Mannering.
It's terrifying. So, most ferocious... Starts with an O. What ferocious beast is the world's most successful hunter?
What,
Starts
hunter.
with an O.
Because hippos are really dangerous, aren't they?
It starts with an H.
Oh, yeah.
Orangutans. Otters.
Ostrich.
No,
The audience have offered up octopus.
Octopus is not it either.
Not as easy as
It is the creature that belongs to the order Odonata, so it is dragonflies. Dragonflies are...
What, they're killer?
The most successful hunters.
Oh, right.
They are thought to have the highest hunting success rate of any hunting creature on Earth. It's between 90 and 95% success rate. And here is the unbelievable thing. They don't track their prey, they intercept it. They calculate where the prey is going to be in the future. So instead of chasing it like a lion might, they fly to where it's going to be and catch it there. So let's have a quick look. So there it is. It just seems to be minding its own business. And off it goes to catch its prey. Whoa. Now, let's have another look, because let's be really clear about where the prey was coming from. So have a look up in the red box, and you see the prey is coming in, and he's not flying towards it, he's flying away from it and over to the right and catches it. And it's the same thing that humans use to predict the future when they're catching a ball, but we don't really know how they're able to do it. There's a downside to being a dragonfly, I think, is the mating is very, very odd. Yeah. So the male is a dick.
Oh.
What does that mean, the male is a dick?
It's got 2 dicks!
Yeah.
2 dicks!
Well done, Nish. So the male has got 2 sets of sexual organs. So before inseminating the female, he sort of has to inseminate himself. He transfers sperm...
I did that as well.
Transfers sperm from his testes to his sperm pouch and then to his penis. He's still not ready to inseminate because he's got a sort of shovel-shaped penis, and he uses it to scrape out any sperm from other males before he then... yes.
Who is clapping that? One bloke.
There's a theory that is why the male penis is shaped that way, to remove any sperm, because they are assuming that woman probably has had sex with someone else.
So it's a scraper.
Yeah, it's a scraper.
Very useful in the winter if your car's frosted over.
could do a wing mirror.
Right. How do you hide, think carefully, 17,000 swimming pools? OK, I'm going to give you a clue.
I don't need one.
No. Oh.
I've got it.
No, everybody watch and learn.
OK. Well, what you do, Sandy? 17,000 blankets.
Well, camouflage.
Are we talking about aerial photography?
Yes, so in 2008, the Greek government, famous for being able to collect taxes, they decided to put a tax on swimming pools in Athens. 324 households checked the box on the form to say, yes, indeed, we have a pool. So they looked at some satellite images of the city and they found 16,974. Wow. And so there was a swimming pool builder in Athens and all he did was get requests from people saying, how can I hide my pool? So, all kinds of things. Blankets that mimicked grass, frankly, floating tiles, camouflage nets, anything that they could think of.
Wow. So I was kind of...
So you were... I think I'm going to give you a point, because I do think you were sort of heading in the right direction. France has got the highest proportion of privately owned swimming pools in Europe, and they're taxed there too.
How do you justify taxing a hole in the ground with water in it?
Yeah.
You've got a hole there with water in, so that'll cost you.
Do you think this guy looks married? I think not. I'm going to go...
I'm going to go...
That's my husband you're talking about.
So, the swimming pool is considered a luxury tax, and there was a time in history when being a bachelor was also considered to be a luxury.
Yes.
And single people should pay the government for their failure to marry. When might it have come up as a thought that maybe some of those single men...
Oh, is it just men or women as well?
So it's men.
Okay.
No, women
Is it to do with conscription?
It is around the war, so we are talking about the 1920.
Right.
It was seen as sinful, it was seen as not doing your duty after the First World War, that bachelors were just having a good time.
Sandy, love is a war.
It's the way you do it, Luce Sanders.
From what I've heard, it's more of a skirmish.
1920, a group of women in Périeux, France, formed the Anti-Bachelor Society.
Why don't they could just marry them? They need a society. Well, get out there and marry some of these poor bastards.
So the problem was there were so many casualties from World War I that there weren't enough men to go around, and what these women demanded was that the bachelors should pay extra tax, they should be banned from voting or holding public office.
I love it. I'm all for that, yeah.
Yeah. I have to say, it didn't quite work out, but the government did introduce a 25% tax surcharge on unmarried men and women over the age of 30 because they wanted to boost the ageing population. The English Parliament in 1695 passed the Marriage Duty Act, which taxed bachelors over 25 in a bid to raise funds for war with France. And I have to say, we're not the only country that has had this discussion about a bachelor tax. The United States, there was a big discussion about it. It didn't actually happen, but here is a cartoon suggesting what would happen if this law came into effect. But anyway, it has been common across lots of countries, this idea that bachelors have some kind of duty to get married. Up until, from the late 19th century until World War II, Denmark had a thing that women aged between 13 and 20 could take out insurance against celibacy, and if they were still unmarried at 40, then you got a pension from your insurance policy.
Wow. Bring it back.
Question one, I think. I'm naked. It's pouring with rain. Can you give me a good reason why I should crouch down with my bottom in the air? Joe.
Stephen, I wouldn't have thought you'd need a good reason.
Thank you for that.
I don't think you need a good reason, because I don't think anybody's even going to approach you to ask you what you're doing. It's a clear signal you want some time alone.
I'm just picturing that image.
Yes.
It's one of the most erotic I've ever... I think it'd make a great Athena poster. Your buttocks in the rain, dripping on bedroom walls up and down the country.
I think it's because your bottom is the least likely part of you to be struck by lightning.
You're sort of in the right area.
I'm going with the electric thing.
Yeah, absolutely right. It is to do with lightning. Apparently, it's a very good stance to adopt if you're caught in a lightning storm.
Or can you just drop your trousers and moon?
Yeah. That might
Lightning, everyone!
What should you not do?
Go and climb to the top of a pylon or something like that. Hold a 40-foot metal pole. And come on!
Don't put on a metal hat in the golf course.
Don't stand under a tree.
What is the problem with being under a tree? Why is that bad?
Because they're more likely to be struck by lightning.
And what happens when they are?
There's a big flash, a lot of flame.
All the squirrels fall on your head, not
You know, you might get burned.
Yeah, well, the sap boils in an instantaneous way and the tree explodes. You get covered in splinters. The best thing to do would be to get into a car.
Really?
Yeah.
And drive away from the rain.
You just close the door and stay in the car. It acts as what's called a Faraday cage. It bars, if you like, electromagnetic fields. It's actually 30 million volts you can get in a bolt of lightning.
Why can't we harness that power, Stephen?
Well... Do you think you're more likely to be struck if you're a man or a woman?
Man.
Is it because women wear more rubber than men? And it just kind of conducts through them? Because a lot of women wear rubber pants.
Do they now?
Did you not know that?
No. Not really my area. The wire... Do you have wire in bras? Do you? I mean, does one?
You do if you have massive knockers that are in danger of injuring people.
Right, and they
Do you
need...
fall into that category?
You're doing badly, I have to say. You're a very...
Thank you. Yes, a lot of...
fulsome pair of fun bags there. But,
Do you know what? That was almost heterosexual.
And maybe on the turn.
It wasn't, though, was it?
No, not
I'd like to hear you whisper that when you're bent over naked in the rain. A fulsome pair of fun bags.
Well, people around you are getting struck by lightning.
The wire won't attract the lightning, but it will superheat when you're struck. You
So
can
your
burn
bosoms
yourself.
blow up?
Yeah.
How exciting. I'm going to have a go.
What conclusion did the great biologist Stephen Jay Gould draw from a lifetime study of fish?
Oh.
Yeah.
They haven't got any legs.
Is that his lifetime study?
Yeah. Well, no. It wasn't his lifetime study of a fish.
Yeah. After a while, they smell.
Yeah. He's a bit thick, and he just stared at me, and they haven't got any legs.
Starfish don't have brains. It's the kind of Louis Walsh of the aquatic world. They really don't have brains, they're starfish.
And they're not really fish, are they, starfish, to be honest?
Well, the word fish is in there, which kind of qualifies them, I think.
Well, is a starfish a fish? Is a jellyfish a fish?
Well, yeah,
cuttlefish a fish?
Yes,
I believe.
but the starfish...
crayfish is a lobster.
There's a division, isn't there, in the world, whether it should be down to sort of experts in biology, whether things are fish, or whether it should be down to menus.
Yes.
Certainly, for example, a crayfish comes under fish in a menu.
He looks like he's reading the sell-by date on that.
He does. Stephen Jay Gould was very great. He's dead now. He's very great. He won a Nobel Prize. He was a paleontologist and an extraordinary biologist. And he came to a conclusion which is...
They can feel no love.
No, that there is no such thing as a fish. A fish has no biological meaning. There is just...
Well, I'm absolutely right. Go with menus.
On a menu it does. But in a menu, a fish is not the same as shellfish or seafood, is it?
It often comes in the same bit and separate from pudding.
Things that live in the sea.
Pudding are different.
Yeah.
How can something not be something? Something can't be not something, can it? But if you've created a something, then something has to be that something, otherwise you haven't created a something. So it has to be a fish if there is the idea of a fish in the first place.
I swear there's a philosophy somewhere.
Slow down, Plato.
There's some sort of ontological argument going there, and of course to us that we use the word fish. But biologically speaking, a salmon is more related to, say, a camel than it is to a hagfish. Like, there are lots of things that fly, like a bumblebee flies, a vulture flies, and there are flying lizards. They're not all birds.
No.
But we call things that swim in the sea fish, and actually, biologically, evolutionarily, they have absolutely nothing to do with each other at all. So, after a lifetime study of fish, biologist Stephen Jay Gould concluded that there's no such thing as a fish. What shape is a raindrop?
Well, doing a shape that I think would be a possible raindrop shape.
You are doing... Oh, dear! You've been doing so well. It's not pear-shaped or tear-shaped.
I'm going to do another one.
Yeah. I don't think we even thought of that one.
No? Should I do a cock and balls?
It will be your coat of arms if you decide to be knighted, won't it?
It's been so long. Perfect circle.
Is the right answer. They are completely spherical. They used to use this thing that gravity made liquid completely spherical. They used to have huge towers. They're called shot towers. There was one in Waterloo until they built...
shot.
Lead shot, right. Exactly, yeah. Huge one in America, in Baltimore, which was the tallest building in America until they built the Washington Monument. And they literally drop molten lead, and it hits the water, and it's just completely round by the time it hits the water. It seems extraordinary. You'd think when it hit the water, it'd get flattened, but maybe someone will write it and explain, but not to me. And ball bearings and various other things have utilised this marvellous fact about liquids turning spherical as they fall. Where might you bump into the world's biggest drip? Right. No!
The biggest drip is in a cave?
It is in a cave, as
it would be stalactite.
Is the right answer. Well done. Absolutely right.
Well done.
The Gruta Rey de Mato in South America has the biggest of them all.
How big is it?
Vast is the answer.
Thanks for that. How big is it? Oh, very. If I was to quantify its bigness, would be doing it a disservice. To say just how bigly big the vastly big bigness of the dripping thing. I would feet, meters, anything. Throw me a f***ing bone for it.
The answer is actually about 20 metres long.
Thank you.
And they're between 18 and 20,000 years old. And the ones that go up are called...
Stalagmites. We've got a G in because they're in the ground. Stalactites are in the ceiling.
I was always taught tights hang down was the thing, but it's... Anyway.
Public school again.
Anyway, we didn't really understand about these things, but anyway.
Fry, put on the 15 denier and see me and my...
Oh, Lord, you don't want me.
What does that mean, anyway, denier? What's that?
It's a unit of sheerness of ladies' underparts. The stockings are sheer, however sheer they are. It's rated in denier. What's the sheerest you can get?
Bare legs.
No. Well, that is very...
No, 10. You can get 10.
That's sheer?
That's sheer. After 30 denier, they go into opaque.
So I see the higher the denier, the less sheer they are.
Yes.
I understand.
Fry, you oaf, those are fishnets.
Most volcanic country on Earth. Oh, yes.
Okay, New Zealand.
No, it is not
Good
New Zealand. Yes.
Is it another place other than New Zealand? Oh, Indonesia.
No.
It's weird, that, because I thought it was such a stupid answer, but the fact that it was considered an obvious answer, I see as a bit of a result. It's like when you're watching University Challenge and you say the answer, but it's wrong, but they say the same wrong answer. You go, that's a point.
New Zealand's not even on my list.
Ha ha! Mine was. Yeah, it was on the big board. What about Hawaii?
Well, you're absolutely in the right area because it's the United States. The United States has more volcanoes than any other country in the world. It's got 173 volcanoes in total.
Are you counting it by volcano numbers or by lava emitted?
OK, so it's...
This is my profile on Match.com.
If you were doing most active volcanoes, then Indonesia would be the correct answer.
That's what I thought you meant! I've just given myself 2 points!
Yeah, maybe turn the fingers round.
I've just given myself 2 points!
It's United States first, then Russia, then Indonesia, then Japan. Those are the ones with the most volcanoes.
I don't think Russia's taking part, actually.
But in terms of active, it's Indonesia, then the Philippines, and then Japan. I mean, there are areas where there's just a huge number of volcanoes. So the Pacific Ring of Fire has got 452 volcanoes. It runs all the way around the Pacific. Place in the world with the densest region of volcanoes.
The most amount of volcanoes.
Yes, the densest. Where might you find that? Yes!
Indonesia!
No! Antarctica.
Antarctica.
But it's so cold.
Well, yes, so this is the issue about it. So in 2017, 91 new volcanoes were found under the ice sheet of Western Antarctica. It now has one volcano every 4,800 square miles, and they're expecting to find lots more. Some of them are as tall as the Eiger. And they were all discovered by researchers at Edinburgh University, and it really, really matters because it has implications for the rest of the planet. If one of them erupts, it could melt the ice from beneath.
Goodbye, Norfolk.
Yeah, basically.
Let's cancel it then. I feel like we were like, let's do that.
No, let's not do
Let's
that.
not do it.
It's not a good idea. The most volcanic country on Earth is actually the United States.
Anyway, who first used the expression OMG?
Was it Hannah Montana?
It wasn't Hannah Montana.
That's my guess.
It's a good guess. A reasonable guess.
I'm guessing that in the past it's meant something else.
No, as oh my God.
Oh my God.
Jesus.
Oh my God.
Not. No, this is genuinely the use of OMG in a communication.
Is it going to be on a Morse code?
No, though, funnily enough, you're in the right area. It was
military.
Kissinger?
It's not military, naval. It was two of the great naval figures of the First World War. Who was the First Lord of the Admiralty during
Churchill. I have no idea.
Churchill. Winston Churchill. But the great Lord Fisher, in 1917, wrote a letter to Winston Churchill saying, I hear that a new order of knighthoods is on the tapis, meaning on the carpet. OMG, shower it on the Admiralty. So there you are. Oh, my God.
What year was that, sorry?
1917.
OMG.
Yeah,
That's
OMG.
a really good fact.
That's a good fact, isn't it?
Can we be certain he meant, oh my God? He might have meant...
Yes, no, he definitely did. He put oh my God in brackets afterwards. He wrote OMG
that
brackets.
rather ruined the point of abbreviating
I know.
to the second.
As he was the first user, I guess he had to explain it.
OMG, by which I mean, of course, the longer expression, oh my God.
Oh my God.
Eric Partridge's Dictionary of Abbreviations in 1942 contained dozens of SMS-friendly examples, such as AGN for again, MTH for month, and GD for good. So they pre-existed.
But I heard someone vocalise LOL. I actually heard someone said LOL as opposed to laugh. There's two kids in the street, and I told them a joke, and she went, LOL, like that.
Rather than laugh.
Rather than laugh.
Yeah.
That's just some horrible post-Orwellian nightmare.
It is.
Amazing. How amazing is that going to be at stand-up gigs if people just, an audience starts
Exactly.
going,
LOL. Yeah. Let's just try it. No,
hang on
after
a second.
three. I'll just say the word LOL with as little expression as you can. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. LOL. That's the...
Tim Minchin has actually suggested that because people don't laugh out loud when they say lol, that he suggests MAS, mildly amused smirk. Which would be quite good, because that's what happens.
Nelly is another one that you could have.
Yeah?
Nelly, N-E-L-I, not even laughing inwardly.
But you'd be impressed to know that in 1659 is the first use of to unfriend, which we thought was a modern Facebook phrase. But to unfriend was used by Thomas Fuller, who wrote to theologist John Halin, I hope, sir, that we are not mutually unfriended by this difference which hath happened betwixt us.
Yes, and then I believe his friend wrote back that he liked that message.
Yeah, he liked that. What's the worst thing you can find in a Morrison sandwich?
Well, Morrison was food minister during the war.
Herbert. Got straight to it.
He was in charge of sandwiches, was he?
No, well, he was in fact in charge of home defence. And
Making sure no one got in and took him.
Home guard, Dad's
Not the home guard exactly, but he came up with a home defence idea, which was a type of shelter. It was for the more deprived families, and
Not
it
the
was
Anderson.
they were
It was
given
indoors.
They were given free. It was indoors.
Indoors as opposed to the Anderson shelter, which was outside.
Exactly
Which
right.
I spent my life in. And a dear friend of mine was in one of those, and her house took a direct hit, and she survived.
Yes, one of the things we wanted to say is that it was actually not, as it might seem, a rather unsafe contrivance, but it actually worked really, really well,
Yeah,
it seems.
it did.
But there was one problem. Sometimes the top bit, which was solid metal, and the bottom was solid metal, sometimes the top bit just crashed down and the person was caught in what was then called a Morrison sandwich.
Yeah. Wow. Oh, God.
But it was considered safer, and it was also quite loved, unlike the Anderson shelter, which is pretty hated, is that right?
Well, I quite liked it, actually. You used to be outside and you could watch, you always had binoculars, and you could watch the dogfights going on, you know, in the Battle of Britain, and you felt kind of safe down there.
Yeah.
The only thing was that you were frightened that you'd be trapped in the shelter. I sleep with my hand over my head because there was an escape hatch at the back of the Anderson shelter with a spanner that you would use to get out. And I used to sleep like that on my bunk. And I still do. I sleep with one hand over the hand.
You could probably sleep somewhere else.
There's the
now,
one on the
Sheila.
right, and this one on the left. It's the one on the left. It's actually a weight test. It's being tested for how much it can take. And as you can see, it's a fair amount of weight. Anyway, yes, Morrison's sandwiches, as opposed to Morrison sandwiches, which were people caught there. There's a Morrison sandwich, and of course they're delightful and fresh and charming, and I wouldn't want to suggest anything about them that was unpleasant. Of course I would.
You've never had one in your life, have you?
No. I know they exist. So, yes, Morrison sandwiches could be deadly, but Morrison's sandwiches are, of course, delicious.